Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Cheers. So I'm going to first start by cleaning my face using a wipe and cleaning my hand as well, just to make sure that every obstacle or anything is taken out of my face, my eyes, my forehead, anything at all is taken out. So I'll be going in with my e.l.f. primer. It's a mattifying primer and I've used it before. You guys, please pardon me for chewing gum throughout this video. I was very sleepy when I was recording and I needed something to just make me stay awake. So like I always do, I apply my primer on my T-zone first, my forehead, my nose bridge, my chin, lower part of my eye. Then I just use my hand or a brush to apply it in all other portions of my face. So today I just chose to use my hand because it was much more convenient using my hand with this particular primer. Next is going in with my mattifier. So I'm using my mattifier for just my brows alone because the last time I used this particular primer I realized that it was a mattifying primer, so I decided to not to use a mattifier with it and just use the mattifier on my brows. Then now I'm going in with my brows. Today I'm taking my brows on a entirely different route. I'm going to outline the brows like I always do. However, my brows today is very full. I'll try to trim it one of these days, but right now I'm not in the mood to trim my brows. So like I always do, I'll outline the top and the lower brow and then I'll just fill it in. That's just the basic thing and I do that lightly. But because of the kind of look I'm looking forward to achieve today, I made it a little bit thick. Then I just brush it to blend it and make it look flawless. I do the same thing to the other brow. Outline the lower one first. Try to get my brow bone so that I can draw my brow hack from that portion. And then I'll also outline the top brow, and I just fill in. This is the easiest technique if anyone can ever give you. Just try to look at your brow bone, outline it, and you get your perfect brows. Then I just brush it. The brushing makes everything look slimmer and flawless. I'm going in to highlight and correct with my LA Girl concealer in Fawn. So I just use it to correct, highlight. The brows are a little bit too thick, so I wanted it to, since it's very thick, I wanted it to be tiny, as in not fat. So I'm just going to use the concealer to highlight everything. I'm highlighting the entire brow with a concealer today, not applying my foundation at the front part of it, but rather I'm applying the concealer all over the brows just to highlight it and make everything look good. I'm also going to do the same thing to the other part. So because I'm looking forward to having a slim brow, I decided to use my foundation my shade, to highlight the top part of the brow. So basically it makes my brow arc a little bit tiny than it will normally be in my previous videos, and that's why I'm showing it in this video. So just to clean the ash lines of my concealer, I use a powder. So I'm using classic powder. So the particular shade I'm using in this video is Ebony. So this Ebony has a red undertone, so it looks great with my concealer. So I'm just going to apply just to get all the ash lines away from the ash lines from the concealer, and also clean the top front part of the brows as well, just to make everything look flawless. I'm going to be applying my LA Girl concealer as my eyeshadow primer base. Then I'll be using my hand to apply it. I don't know, I wasn't just in the mood to use brushes on this day. I just felt like, let me just use my hand to do everything I need to do and achieve the look I want. So today I'm using Magret Ekpo. I'm using this kind of red shade with a loose brush at the corners of my eyes. So I'm looking forward to having a very colorful look, so that's why I'm going in with this particular shade. It's like a red color because Magret Ekpo doesn't have name of different shades, so this color looks like red a bit. Then I'm going in with another color, like my transition color, and that's like a magenta color. It's in a shade of purple, but I don't know what exactly. And I'm also using a very soft blending brush with it. I'm also trying to blend it with the red color that I applied at the corners of my eyes, and so that everything will just pop out. I was actually looking forward to having colors that would pop out, and Magret Ekpo eyeshadow palette has colors that really pop out. They are like pigments actually, and so but the colors are really great. Then now I'm going to be cutting my crease. I'm using a concealer because I realized that using an eyeshadow primer, it's very thick, and doing that it's going to be very difficult for me. So I realized that over time whenever I'm trying to cut my crease, that it's always difficult to use a primer. So because of that, I resorted to using a concealer in this video, and I was very careful on how I cut my crease. I was just trying to do it gently and softly, just to make sure that everything comes out right and great, because I didn't want to overdo the cutting of crease. So I'm going in with 3 different pigment colors: purple, orange, and pink. So I'm using a flat brush to apply this pigment, and I kind of made the brushes a bit damp so that the pigments don't just pour off, so that the pigments will not pour off a lot. But at the end of the day, it still ended up pouring out, but at least it was minimal. Then I go in with the orange pigment as well. So as you guys can see, the pigments are pouring off already. I don't know why. Like, I tried all the tricks that I know about with pigment, but it's still dusted on my face. But we move, doesn't still change anything. So now I'm applying the orange and I'm blending a bit. Like, when you're using pigment, you can't blend too much. If you do that, everything will just dust off. So it's like you're just placing it gently on the eyelid. And I also do the same thing with a smaller brush to apply the pink, because that's at the corner of my eyes, so that everything is minimal. Then I go in again with my transition color, because I realized that cutting my crease, I kind of covered the entire transition color and it wasn't popping out again. So I do that to the other eye and I dust it off. I just dust off the pigment, and I use my mascara to clean my lashes, because all the pigments dusted off on my lashes. So I just had to use my mascara to clean it and to dust it off and just make my eyelashes dark again. I do that to both lashes, and both the top and the bottom lash, just to make sure that all the pigments are dusted out. Then I line the eyes. So this would help me to know how to place. So lining of the eyes also helps you to know where to place your lashes, because if you line your eye properly, you will know where to put your lashes, and it would save you a lot of time and a lot of stress. So I'm just lining the eye just to enable me to know where to put my lashes, because I have a lot of color already on my eyes and it may be difficult for me to know where exactly to place my lash. Then, because I didn't want to dust off, clean my face with a wipe, I decided to use a concealer to cover all the portion that the pigment poured on, because if I applied foundation directly, it's going to be really bad. So I just decided to use a concealer to do that, to cover that portion. And that's because I already prepped my face, and prepping again will be another problem. So I didn't want to prep all over again. I decided to cover it with a concealer. Then I applied my foundation. So I use foundation Marykay, a timewise foundation, my shade. As you guys can see, all the pigment that dusted on my face, you can't find it there again, and that's because I applied a concealer. So a concealer can also serve as a corrector depending on how you use it. And like I always say, when you're applying your foundation, start from one portion of the face, then go to the other part, most especially when you're using a foundation for the first time, because sometimes these foundations, they look different on you. When you test it, it's different. Then when you apply it on your face, sometimes it comes out off. So this will enable you to know if you want to continue with that foundation or not. So since I know that this foundation is perfect for my shade, I just decided to continue to use it. I've used it in my previous videos. You guys would have noticed that. So I decided to use it all over my face, starting from one portion to the other. Can you see how I'm going in from one side of my face to the other side, to under my eyes, to my forehead, to my chin, to my jaw line, even up to my neck and my ear? Just apply the foundation and make sure everything sinks in. Then now I'm going to highlight my face. I'm going to, under my eyes, highlight my chin, my nose bridge, and my forehead. So I'm just going to blend. I'm using a sponge. This is a Sephora sponge collection. It's not like the other sponges that I use, like Beauty Blender. This is another type in another shape. So sponge can come in different shape. So I'm just going to apply blend. Can you see how I'm taking my time to blend under my eye, just to make sure that everything pops out? And the fact that I already had applied concealer before is making that part of my face pop more. I don't know if you guys noticed, but that's what I noticed while I was doing this. So I just keep blending it in. And if you guys notice as well how I corrected my eyeshadow, everything looks like really great on my face. It's not the whole shadow is not just, you can't just find it anywhere. Everything looks great and looks in line. So this is what powder foundation helps with correcting all of that. So now I'm just going to set my face. I'm using my Fenty and Hazelnut. Like, this is the most popular or this is my most used product. I use it like for every video that I make. I use it in setting my face. So I'm using my sponge as well to set my face with this setting powder. So I'm just going to let it so that the setting powder can sink into my skin and so that my face can pop out very well. So I just keep using the sponge to apply the powder on portions of my face that I already highlighted previously. And guys, can you see I'm just damping it and blending it in? Like, it looks like I'm actually applying powder my shade, but no, it's actually a setting powder that I'm applying. Like, I'm not applying a normal powder that would blend around the entire face, but I'm just setting my face and making it ready. Guys, can you see my eye? Like, I'm in love with the eyes. What I am seeing, I'm super proud of it, and I really like it. Like, it's so great. So I also decided to apply to my lower cheek, just to define my face properly. Then I go in with my Ministar contour powder for my eye cheekbone. So I'm going to apply it on my eye cheekbone to make sure that my face is properly defined. So what highlight and contour does is it defines the face properly, defines what the structure of your face look like. If you have a round face, it makes the face like pop out in a round way, but still in a very good way. I don't know how to explain that, but that's what I've realized with contour and highlighting. It makes the face define. So I'm also applying this contour on my jawline, and now I'm going in with my blush. So because I wanted this look to be a little bit lousy, I decided to go in with an orange blush that I always use. Now I'm using lashes that I got from Nice Mistake. I didn't show how I applied these lashes because I already have a tutorial that shows that. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to put a link of that tutorial in this video in the description box below, so you guys can go and watch it. Then I just blend my face. I blend every place that I have already set: my forehead, my cheekbone, my lower cheekbone, my under my eyes, my chin. So I'm just going to blend everything, dust everything off. I'm sorry that my powder palette is always in the way, but that's the only way I can get good mirror to see what I'm doing and to check to be sure that what I'm doing is actually correct. So for contouring my nose, I used a powder a bit darker than me. So I'm using a deep dark in classic palettes. So it's just a powder one shade darker than my normal skin tone. So I'm just using it to contour my nose so that the nose contour wouldn't look weird, because sometimes you see people contour their nose and it looks like the contour is too dark. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. I'm just trying to define my nose and make it look nice and slim. So I'm just using that powder. Now I'm applying my glow, which is also called a bronzer. I'm using this particular bronzer in my hand, Mood Beauty. I think this is a Solatia palette. So I'm using like the golden brown in it, and I'm just using it to highlight my eye cheekbone, my forehead, my nose bridge, my lip region, under my brow bone. So I'm just going to use it there and just going to apply, and a little bit of my temple, not so much, just a little part of my temple. So just to make everything look great. Then I go in with my powder. Guys, forgive me about the hair. I tried to lay frontals again, but it ended up really bad. So I just decided to do what I could do and just leave the rest. Probably when lockdown is over, I'll get it done professionally. So guys, just blending with my powder. I didn't show my powder. Then I did my lips on Instagram Live and I applied my powder. And because I wanted a little bit of color, attraction to my eyes, I decided to use that glow again that I use for my face at the corners of my eyes, and everything is just popping out well. Guys, can you see? The hair is really great, but I didn't get the frontals. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. If you're watching this right now, that means you guys watched the video to the end. I really do appreciate it. If this is your first time here, kindly subscribe to my channel. If you're already subscribed already, please do not forget to like, do not forget to comment and share. I would really appreciate it. And to everyone who is subscribed to my channel right now, I want to say a very big thank you to you guys. I really do appreciate the support. I really like, I'm grateful. I don't know what to say, I'm short of words, but I just have to say thank you to all of you. I know it's like a very tough time for everyone, and I just hope that everyone is staying safe and also staying sane. Try to stay active, try to do things that make you happy. That would really help you out, because like, I think that's what I've been doing since this whole thing started. I've just tried to stay focused and stay happy and do things that make me happy. It's not easy, but I'm just trying to do that. So you guys don't forget to like I said earlier, until I see you guys again, take care of yourself.